So do you guys remember this event every single summer, right? These gaming companies would come together and they would deliver upon a ton of different games, and sometimes games with no mountains. But when there are mountains, and when those games have times to bake, they have times to bake, multiple times to bake, then those games usually turn out pretty awesome. And there's something about the E3 summertime air, right? Go outside and sniff the air. I feel like it's okay to be hyped about some of this stuff, and I feel like it's okay to talk about what is going on in the gaming industry right now on this episode of I Don't Know What It's Called. Let's just talk about some stuff right now. We've got the latest Xbox games, news, and more right here. So, Microsoft, Xbox, they have some things to prove, though not as much as some like to suggest. It does not make it or break it for Xbox, and that's just the absolute fact. Look, we've all had things to say about the brand, how it could do better, what it needs to do, but at the end of the day, your, mine, everyone's negative opinions about Xbox, Microsoft, what they're doing doesn't really matter when it comes to are they going to make it or break it, because given that they continue on the current path, they are going to flourish no matter what you say, no matter what I say, and I think this is great if they continue to deliver for the fans, and it looks like they really are, with more studios than they can count on their hands and feet combined, with more to be acquired soon. But as fans, I think we can all agree that more is better, especially the games we've been waiting on. So, if you end up liking this video, hit the like button, maybe tell a buddy or two, share it out, and, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as we get into the latest information regarding E3 2021, Phil Spencer's newest interview, and much more.
Now, why don't we start by talking about why gaming is such a priority for Microsoft?
Thank you so much, Phil. Gaming has been key to Microsoft from our earliest of days, right? Our oldest currently supported software franchise is in fact a game, Flight Simulator, which we released 3 years before the first version of Windows even.
Let me just skip to the crap you actually want to hear, and then I'll tell you what he's actually saying when he's being really nice like this.
So as a company, Microsoft's all in on gaming. We believe we can play a leading role in democratizing gaming and defining that future of interactive entertainment, quite frankly, at scale.
Translation. We're going to destroy all of you, every one of you competitors, everyone that has cloud servers. You're going to want the Microsoft ones because we have more of them. We have the most data centers, and you're all doomed. We've got all of the data centers, all the data. We're getting all the datas because we're going to use all that, and we're going to use it to stream games. Sati's basically flexing hard here. Hey, we got a massive competitive advantage. You can't compete. Just give up, motherfucker. Look, xCloud has always had the edge. Before there was a Stadia, nothing. People were not even understanding what xCloud really was. It was games that were made for Xbox that already they just worked in the cloud. You didn't have to port them. You didn't have to take the time to make it work. It just worked. And guess what? Your purchases were cross-play, cross-platform, and you could actually play them locally. Anybody that puts your money on Stadia, do not ever invest in anything ever again. Well, unless you want to invest in my channel. I kid. Point of the story is, it was obvious from day one. And again, many of you in the comment section called it. It's obvious. Microsoft's global plan. No one else is prepared to leverage these things like Microsoft is. Then they introduced something like Game Pass coming to xCloud. You are going to see them destroy everybody when it comes to this streaming game. At least in the immediate future, there is nothing else like it when it comes to the cohesion of how they built this out and how it feeds back into itself. I've said this time and time again on my own podcast that, everyone's doomed. And Sati is with me, right, buddy? Of course you are. You've helped architect this, and Phil has convinced you that gaming is amazing and that you can make a ton of money doing it. So why not? Now, of course, a lot of that's for comedic effect, but I will say those are my opinions on the matter. They always have been. And do I want everyone else to go under? No, of course not. I want competition. It breeds innovation. It's the reason Microsoft are who they are today, both from a corporate level all the way down to how they treat their employees, right? They've changed, and for the better, at least for the most part. I would say that we fans are to blame. We've asked for better. We've told them what they have been doing over the past several years was not good enough, and we are starting to see the fruits of, 6-year-old labor. So yeah, they did this interview some time ago. They released it to media behind the scenes, and there was really nothing substantial. Just their global plan with xCloud and Game Pass. We talked about this 2 years ago. But anyways, a lot of you guys want to know what's going to be at E3. When can you expect the time of the event that Microsoft will start showing you all the new games you've been waiting on? Well, hey, we've got all that information here and much more. And, oh yeah, there's this thing. Yeah, I didn't talk about this because trash. Horrible. Bad. Summer Games Fest was horrible. Stop it. Quit. Anyway, Microsoft and their cool, awesome conference will be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That is 6 p.m. British Sandwich Time, and then 7 p.m. something, whatever the hell that stands for. Yeah, this is when you should expect these things to begin, and I will be up on Xbox Live in party chat with some of you watching this event go down. I don't stream it live because I like to enjoy it live. I can't concentrate, can't multitask, and do all this crap. I'm a gamer. I do this for this reason. There's a reason I make a dedicated video on some of these topics. I would rather spend some of that time gaming if I can and get to this stuff and just not sleep and die, I guess. I don't know. Now, some of you are wondering what's going to be at Xbox's E3 event, and it's pretty straightforward this year, guys. I mean, you're going to get Forza, you're going to get Halo gameplay, of course. They're going to focus on 120 FPS, the multiplayer, maybe a little bit of story. They showed you story last year, but didn't have no mountains. Maybe they'll have mountains this time, and that was really fast. Also, they will talk about Starfield, and they will show you Starfield, and that will be released next year. On top of that, they will be going into Game Pass stuff. They're going to have a ton of different reveals there. They're going to finally reveal the release date for Flight Simulator on the Xbox Series consoles. Yes, it's about time. On top of that, they will probably have a studio acquisition segment where they will announce things like Avalanche or, who knows, maybe even Crytek. You just never know. Microsoft are all in, as Satya does say in that interview I showed before. It is very, very interesting how they are, they put all this stuff together. It's finally coming together. So on top of that, I do expect Battlefield gameplay there. And that'll be cool because if that is the case, which I'm not 100% sure if that's even confirmed or not, that will mark the return of serious third-party content on Xbox's stage. Yes, I mean, last year we didn't have those big AAA third-party games there like we would traditionally have. That was the coolest thing about E3. In 2017, we saw Metro Exodus on Microsoft stage, Anthem, though that turned out to be a turd. We used to get big Ubisoft, EA, and Activision games on Microsoft stage. And it's looking like things are going back that way, hopefully anyway, because that will make the show even better. And that's on top of other Microsoft games, like potentially Wolfenstein 3. Wolfenstein 2, one of the best games of 2017, if not the best, in my opinion. This is something to be excited about. And really, Microsoft, again, the whole temper expectations thing, we said it in videos. No, we don't recommend that. Go all out. Give us something to be excited for. We probably aren't going to temper expectations, and a lot of you feel the same way. And you know what? I don't blame you, because it's time. It's time to show. Go for the suplex. Now, I expect them to have things there that I don't already know about or that none of us have thought about. Maybe that Bambi game will finally come out. I don't know, but I think it will be a better show than last year. And if you know what I think about last year's show, I thought it was a 7.8 just because of some of the things that went awry there. And you know what? Hey, you can pay me any amount of money in the world to sit here and lie to you about my opinions on the matter, or what's the point in watching the content anyway if I'm not trustworthy and I just make crappy, just horrible, just worthless, just horrible delivery, can't think of any jokes or can't even make funny voices correctly kind of channel. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below. And of course, if you made it this far, you're about half, you're one half of the people that actually make it this far. So thank you very much for supporting the content, hitting the like button, maybe subscribing, all that good stuff, sharing it out. And yeah, I will see you guys after the E3 conference from Microsoft Bethesda. They've got big things, and I can't wait to see what Starfield's all about because I'm ready for some of that action. I'm ready for it. I know you are. So yeah, we will have an RDX podcast Sunday after the E3 briefing, and I'll follow that up with potentially a video as well, breaking down even more information that has come out since the conference after that, maybe the day after. After all, these types of videos are definitely my favorite thing to do. It's definitely much more demanding than sitting on the phone with your friends for 2 hours, but it's much more rewarding. I feel like you get to show some cool stuff, some cool 4K gameplay, and some other crap that some people don't care about or don't even notice. But yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on the comments, guys. I'll be checking out what you're saying. I'll see you there. And I'll be doing some new stuff with Discord, getting some moderators in there, some boss mods going on in there that I can really trust to be in there. For the reason I put them in there specifically because I knew that I wasn't going to be around all the time in the Discord. Anyway, check out the merch store, all that stuff. You want to buy a shirt? You want to buy the cool shirt? There's cool shirts in there. And of course, patrons, you guys are amazing. And you watching. Thank you. If you haven't, hit the like button, tell a buddy or two. And I'm Dealer. I'm out.